Driving iconic 90s race cars in Gran Turismo 7 is just impossible. Dynamic weather set to max, crazy fast Lambos, pit strategies, extremely hard to drive cars. This was the most challenging race I've had in ages. And it took everything out of me. But anyway, starting this race, we're in the Skyline, and in my opinion, the best car to pick out of a huge variety. And remember, all of these cars are part of the JGTC Championships, which is probably the most iconic era of racing. So in the beautiful Pennzoil Skyline, we've got 10 laps in the legendary Suzuka. And already before the first turn, we're getting a huge amount of attention from the Porsche. They're on the inside, diving it down. I try and keep it around the outside, but you know, outside never works. And they're in front of us, powering out, we can't get it back past them. The Lamborghini in front of us has a bit of a mess up, so it's a kind of a free move as we go down the inside. So now we've got two Porsches ahead of us and the Lamborghini behind us. We're just going to stay behind them here because it's wet, it's the first lap, and I barely have driven it like this, especially in the wet. This is my first time. We've chosen the wet tyres because I think that's the best bet to go. Inters, it's a little bit too wet for, and it doesn't look like the track's going to dry up at all. Ahead of us, Ollie and Bester. Ollie goes down on the inside, so the guy that started in fourth is already in first. He looks really fast. Right behind the guy in front of me then, Bester. What can we do? I really want to get the overtake done quite quickly, as we need to stay with Ollie. He looks like the guy that will win it at this point in the race. But right now we're just going to tuck into third place, just following them because it is really sketchy. You can see just how wide we get onto that line, almost going onto the gravel there. Coming around this really tight hairpin, we try and get the power down, but it just slides.
This generally just slides, this car.
So we lose quite a bit of time there. I'm kind of struggling in these conditions, I can't lie, but not as much as Bester. As you can see, second place Bester onto the grass. He just messes up so much, sliding all about, and we get the position done. Now on this turn, interestingly, me and Ollie take quite a bit of a different line. I'm going a bit wider while he's taking the normal racing line. And for us, it seems like it's working. We gained a lot of time. So now we're starting to experiment with our lines, seeing what's better, seeing what's worst, and also we need to see the difference in the cars because there's a huge difference. Through this next lap, we need to try and figure out what are the weaknesses of the Porsche in front of us and the powerful things about it.
Oh crap.
But right now we've just messed up quite badly. Going onto that green stuff is lethal. We lose so much time because there's no grip on it. But that's what happens when you're trying to push the limits, I guess. But as I was saying, we need to try and find the weaknesses on the Porsche so we can capitalize on that. And right now it looks like, just kind of looks like we're gaining a bit on these turns. Yeah, we're gaining quite a little bit. It looks like we got a little bit more grip than him. Like, it's minimal, but the gap is definitely going down just a little bit. And as you speed it up, you can see we are a little bit faster throughout the whole bit of this section. But then we've got this turn again, the one I struggled with on the last lap, and you can see just coming round, we've got not the best rotation, and powering out, it's not the nicest. Oh yeah, we've lost quite a lot of time. So we're just building an understanding for this guy in front of us, and you can tell already on the hairpin he's faster than us a lot. And at the back of the track over here, we're faster than him. We take a slightly different line, squaring it off a bit, and we're going wider and then cutting back in, prioritizing the exit on the straight, and it works. We've gained a little bit of time. But then look here, as you can see, we had a good exit, but he's so fast on the straights. So that means the Porsche is just better on the straights. And now we've got a whole list of things that he's good at and things that he's bad at. So from just studying him in the previous lap, we know that he's really good in the straights, but on most turns, on almost all turns, he's quite bad and we gain on him a lot. Look, we're literally right behind him now. So here it is, the long-awaited fight between Ollie and SG Racing. So we're going to stay planted right behind him here, following him through all the turns, taking the fastest racing line, using these curbs to help us hook us into the turns and pull us forward. We know we're a lot faster than him in these sections, so we're really going to make the most of it. Around one of these swooping long turns, we're going to prioritize the exit. We get close, but we can't really capitalize on it. Again, we're going to prioritize our exit down the inside. We smell the opportunity and we're right side by side of him on the inside, using the Skyline power, and we're ahead of him. Going into this next turn here, it's so hard to get it right. Aiming for the curb and we slightly overcook it, and here he is, Ollie on the inside, pushing us slightly wide, and he gets in front of us. We overtook him, he overtook us, and now we're going to overtake him again. Side by side right now. Remember, we are on the outside though, so going into this turn that we find really hard, we're going to brake late and take it really wide and then cut in, trying to find a better exit. And we do, we power out, riding the curb, but again, it's bad and it's not very good from us.
This car, I can't get the power down. It's just so slidey in the rear. If I just touch the throttle, it will just start spinning.
And unfortunately, after really struggling in that turn, he pulls a tiny bit of a gap. But here, remember, we're really good on this section, taking a slightly wider line and then cutting it in again, prioritising the exit as the Porsche is really good on the straights to try and even it out. And we're starting to gain on him a little bit, using the slipstream to pull us forward.
And when we start gaining, he just starts pulling away. It's like the Lamborghini, this car, it's so fast on the straights.
So going into the next turn then, we know we're really good at this, and already we get a crazy exit. He goes defensive, pulling to the right, so we're going to pull to the left. He gives us space to roam around the outside, and with that territory gained, we dive around the inside onto the next turn, riding the curb and blocking him out of the way, and we're in front. The amazing thing is, we must have changed positions about a dozen times, but look at the radar, we know how good the Porsche is on the straights, and he's gaining. Even though we had a great exit, he's still gaining and gaining. However, we're not going to give up now. We're going to play around the outside. It's risky and we do end up making a little bit of contact. He pushes us off the track and we lose a lot of time.
That was really harsh.
But like a gentleman he is, he gives us the position back. That's really nice and fair racing from him. And after doing our research earlier, we know that the S's, this bit here, is the best part of the track for our car and for our driving style. And it's also the worst bit for him, and usually what happens is we lose a lot of time on the straights and then have to gain it back in the S's. So being in front here is big, and we need to make a bit of a gap in front of him so he can't get us back on the straights.
Starting to rain a bit more. Oh my god, it's properly raining.
And you can hear it banging against our car all across the road. It is raining way more. It's that obnoxious sound that gets me every time, and we need to really focus here. Probably not using any of the curbs as they'll be super slippery. I also need to be a bit more careful with the pedals and also take a bit more of an exaggerated wet line. And now into the dreaded hairpin here. It's the one we always struggle on, and with the combined wetness and bad grip from the skyline, the Porsche on the left, Ollie just swoops past us. All that work for nothing, hey? And we are just a sitting duck watching Ollie just speed up into the distance. And like I said before, he'll be faster on the straights, but we'll be faster on the turns. We'll have a big advantage there. And here we're going to take a slightly different line to him, trying to avoid most of the racing line as it will be quite slippery. And we're going to get the power down early, and now we're right on his bumper. The amazing thing about this series is all the cars are so different. They have different characteristics and capabilities, so the Porsche is fast on the straights. We're a bit of an all-rounder car, kind of fast on the straights, kind of fast on the turns, so it means you've got to really capitalise on your sections. Here he goes a little bit wide, so now we're right behind him, ready to play again. He leaves the door open here. I thought about sending it, but I'm not sure it was right, especially as we weren't quite set up for it. But here we're going to capitalise on our exit, so then when he does pull away on the straights, it will be a little bit less of a pull. So now side by side on this last turn, we all know what's going to happen, and then we all know the Porsche is going to completely pull away, but we're going to try and get in the slipstream so we can stay as close to him as we possibly can. Coming into one of our best parts of the track, we're extremely confident here. Looking at the Porsche though, he completely overruns it and flies onto the green stuff. Finally, he makes a mistake under the pressure. He completely overshoots it, and once you're on the green stuff, you just die. This race is not over yet though. It's wet, extremely hard to drive conditions, and all the cars are so different. Some have the advantages in some places, some have the advantages in others, so we really need to keep it concentrated. Also, the conditions are forever changing, so it's who can adapt the best, as we have a huge slide. And if you just look at our pedals, we're really feathering the brake and the throttle, making sure the car does not step out at all. It has to be perfectly under our control. But anyway, we still have a pit stop which is mandatory, and Ollie has got into a bit of chaos. He's just been overtaken by this other guy in a Lamborghini Diablo, and these things are so good on the straights. They're literally rockets, but in the turns they are dreadful. You can probably see him catch up here. Even though his car's not the best in the turns, he's still catching up like mad. Around this next turn here, riding the curb, he's now right behind him. But we just need to lock in and make the gap even bigger.
Holy.
And over the next couple of laps, the rain really did not go away at all. And we had luckily pulled a big gap because something then happened. My wheel kind of disconnected.
Oh no, Dad. Dad, wheel. Press that button, The button, yeah. Oh, what's this screen doing?
And our huge 7-second gap dropped down to only 4 seconds. But we just need to rise up from that. We've only got 2 laps to go until the end. And after that little calamity, we had one more thing to do, and that was to pit. So we came in, not changing the tyres because there's no need to, and obviously we're not going to change the fuel as well as we're on 79. Coming out, it all seems safe, but because of these pit stops, the gaps are never usually right. And then look behind us, there's a Lamborghini Diablo. Yeah, I think we've got this win.
Let's go. Oh, 23 minutes for that race.
So there it is, we finally completed the iconic JGTC race, and what a race it was. The first half was chaotic, the second half we definitely had it in the bag. But in the end, we just completely dominated. So if you did enjoy this video, please make sure to like and subscribe, and have a good rest of your day.